Here we go then. It's grand final time. I've got August Rosemeyer joining me here in the commentary booth as always. 2014 FIWC World Champion. Aga, you've been to grand finals before. How nerve-wracking is it to be in this scenario right now where you're just 2 games of FIFA potentially away from becoming a champion?
I think the two players are so confident now going into this phase of the competition that the nerves are pretty much gone, to be honest. I don't think unless something really amazing happens in the match where the intensity is that the nerves will play a big part. I think they are so confident and believe in their abilities that the nerves are gone, but it's definitely going to be intensive.
Exactly. They might be playing from the comfort of their own home, Aga, but there is $15,000 on the line alongside a top spot on the playoff leaderboard, especially on the PlayStation. Let's go have a look at the teams that these two will be lining up with, starting off with Ustun, a player that I'm sure you know very well. Aga, talk to me through Ustun's team and sort of his mindset behind building this one.
Yeah, that Renato Sanchez is a player that has caused me many troubles when I've been practicing with Ustun in the beginning of FIFA 21. He scored a lot of goals against me. So yeah, he's getting the upgrade as well. Good to see Prime R9 as well. Well invested 15 million coins he threw after R9. He just sent me a fun picture some days ago of the purchase, and I was just laughing. I said, I'm so jealous. So nice team.
And on the other side of that, we'll have a look at Oliboli's team, seeing how that one lines up. And Agarol, get your thoughts on that one. It's pretty much Red Pick FC. Some incredible red picks there from Oliboli. Talk to me about this lineup. Slightly different to Ustun's.
Yeah, there are some tiny differences. Ustun going with Renato Sanchez and Oliboli going with red Bruno Fernandes. And then Ustun is playing with Peter Cech and Oliboli have Alisson. And then Ustun having Kyle Walker as a centre-back, while Oliboli had the pack lock in, or the red player pick lock once again with Joe Gomes. So very, very small differences, but nothing noticeable.
Yeah, nothing noticeable about those two teams. All you need to know is you're looking at the best 2 players from Europe qualify at #1 as part of the FIFA 21 Global Series. And hopefully, about an hour's time, we'll be finding out who will be picking up $15,000. But the difficult part here is, Aga, is we know that Ustun can just get it done in one series. That's one 2-legged game of FIFA. Oliboli, as he came through the loser bracket, he has to win, 2 series back to back. So 2 individual 2-legged matchups. How does that play sort of mentally on both sides there, Aga? Because technically Ustun's got an advantage, but he doesn't want it to go to a second series, does it?
No, he definitely won't. He wants to close it out fast, and he needs to find the balance between becoming too eager to chill out the match and close out the match, so he doesn't have to take any necessary risk. He should try to play the ball too, Oliboli kind of, if you can say that, in a mental aspect, because it's Oliboli who needs to win 2 best of 2s, which will be extremely hard. But hey, we've been counting Oliboli out pretty many times this competition, and he's still here, so let's see what happens.
We're underway. It is time for our grand final here in qualifying #1, and we're looking at a player here in Ustun that has not lost a game throughout this whole process in qualifying #1. Went 9 rounds unbeaten, came into today with a 3-0 win. And he's been waiting patiently to get this grand final underway. He's got a good friend next to him, Hassan Player, someone that is very much vocal. I've seen him in the E-Superliga before with those big matches, but he's got to defend Oliboli first and foremost as Ustun. But that game was perfect from Ustun. He even said it. I'm taking his words here. He said, if I can defend well, I honestly think that I can become a world champion at some point.
Yeah, and he has every right to believe in that, because the performance against Page Soto was incredible. And it was a new Ustun. Just a dangerous chance here, but it's a new Ustun. We've seen much more controlled, much more determined in his defense, and with the team pressure edition this year, or at least being more overpowered compared to the other versions of FIFA, Ustun really found the key to press his opponent, stress his opponent all the time.
Here comes Ustun now, maybe for an early goal. For R9 now on the half turn. He will be the danger man. It is still Ustun, goes for the cutback. R9 darts in the box. It's another clutch tackle. That time from Furlong Mendy. Yet to concede a goal on the broadcast is Ustun. It was a 3-0 convincing performance. in his match earlier today. However, for Oliboli, it's been the story of two legs for the Swede. Don't get me wrong, it was a great performance in the first leg that we just saw there up against Diogo Peixoto, but he's got to bring it out in the grand final because he has to do it over two series of two-legged matches if he wants to become a champion here. I mean, you look at both of these players, Aga, and you look at what they both achieved in their sort of FIFA eSports CV, as I like to call it. You know, look at Ustun, FIFA 18, FIFA 19, maybe not the best year in FIFA 20, still got a top 8 finish out of the Champions Cup. But for Oliboli, you know, he was an EA Svensson champion last year in FIFA 20. He's sort of been bubbling up to this scenario now where he's come so close to picking up a major tournament, coming so close to making a championship Sunday, as we call it in more normal times. Could this be his opportunity to take this game to that extra level, that extra mile? And maybe finally chance to add another accolade onto his incredible resume.
And yeah, definitely interesting to see because, as you say, Brandon, both of these players have been so close many times to lift the trophy. Ustun eventually did with the Club World Cup, obviously, but he really wants that 1v1 kind of trophy, if you understand what I mean. And I feel like both of these players can write themselves into being the best player right now by winning this tournament, establishing themselves as the #1 right now by becoming the winner of this match.
As we said, who's going to get this one underway? Here's R9 into Neymar. Remember, this is your grand final, $15,000. On the line here. Chance around the corner, it could be Ustun to get this final underway.
A slight offside here from Ustun, but he's always threatening with these through balls, and that's the feeling when you're playing against Ustun and he starts counter-attacking. You always feel he has a man free for a through ball or for a pass forward, and that's what makes him so hard to play against. You always have offensive options.
I mean, look at Ustun, for example. It was a really tough FIFA 20 year for him last year. He said it's such a defensive game, and I mean, we saw that firsthand. So many 0-0s, games going to penalties at sort of multiple majors. This time, seems like goals galore. And to keep a clean sheet this year on FIFA 20 is a huge achievement in itself, especially at the pro level. Right through ball there. It was a great idea from Oliboli. Unfortunately, just couldn't get that final touch he was looking for. If Ustun can keep R9 at bay, Aga, I think I could see Ustun going the full way here. However, we've seen Oliboli before. He only needs one chance with R9. One sniff in the box and you know he's going to score.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the main key for Oliboli is to try shut down for Ustun's offense, because as much as we speak about Ustun's has improved a lot defensively, I still see Ustun as a very attacking player who scores a lot of goals. And the key for Oliboli will be to try keep Ustun to a certain amount of chances every game, and that itself is a big challenge because he will find their 9. We've seen that. So yeah, the best defense wins.
Well, that'll do us for half time in leg number 1 of our grand final. 0-0 so far, and look at that. That's all you need to see, Aga. We wanted a couple of chances to talk about, but in all honesty, it's been a little bit of a chess match here.
Yeah, both players are having a lot of respect for each other, it seems, and are very structured and confident in their defense. So they're asking pretty many questions to each other's defense, but I feel like they, so far, is answering them defensive-wise. It's been a perfect defensive match for both players so far. Interesting to see which of them will take the first goal, because that's going to be important for this, the way the match is going to grow.
Here's a fact for you. Ustun yet to concede a goal And over 200 in-game minutes of FIFA. Really impressive stat. Knocking on the door is the Astralis man. Trying to find a way through. Here's R9. I mean, some serious coinage going on. The Brazilian forward. I'm sure you can quote us on that, Aga. Sort of what, 15 million plus and the rest?
Yeah, 15 million coins, I believe he paid for the Prime R9, which is more than my entire team, to be honest. But yeah, it's a one-man army, basically, R9. So I understand if you have the coins, you should get him.
He's a player that can win you titles, I'm sure. It will speak for himself. Either for Oliboli or for Ustun. Whoever wins this will be top of the pile on the playoffs on the PS4. Sitting in a fantastic position with 1,500 points guaranteed. I mean, they'll be looking towards playoffs and the rest. Here's Neymar now. Ustun trying to turn around with R9. It's just like that. All he needs is a sniff in front of goal. And Ustun will get this grand final underway.
And the 15 million coins seems to pay off for Ustun. You can't give R9 any space in the box. He will take it 24/7. 1-0 for Ustun.
We look like a reverse elastico or just something, Aga, just to pull away that extra couple of centimetres. And then rocketed that shot into the roof of the net. And it will be the Dane that leads here by a 1-0. And another great through ball. That through ball is so deadly. Oh no, around the goalkeeper. Tries to just dink it over the head of Alisson. And Oliboli, luckily not to be 2 goals down here.
Yeah, he needs to be cautious now, Oliboli, because Ustun is really hunting now. He got the momentum, he got the first goal, and now it's very tricky to play against him because you need to chase some goals, but you can't open too much up in the defense either.
Does do well to defend now, Ustun. I mean, speaking as someone that knows him very well, Aga, what has he been able to do to work on his defensive side of his game, Ustun?
I think coming to Astralis, there's a lot of focus on performance and the entire package, and Ustun has been very disciplined and been working extremely hard in every aspect of the game. And every time I went into the office that Ustun is sitting at now, he was always there playing and practicing, managing the small mistakes he wanted to correct in his gameplay. And I feel like you can really see it now. It's a different Ustun in terms of his defending.
It's a great through ball in the path of Marcus Rashford, looking for a second for Ustun. It's Oliboli that has got a pause cued. Again, I'm yet to really register, or think about, I should say, a shot that's been registered from Oliboli in the game. We saw 0 shots from either of these two at the halfway point. Here's where it can be dangerous. Cristiano Ronaldo into R9. Does just about do enough with Renato Sanchez playing his part alongside Patrick Vieira to intercept that one. Just those through ball again with all the pace. Ronaldo, there's options in the box. He'll try and whip it over. It's a diving header from Neymar. And an even better clearance from Joe Gomez, but still, the attack is not dealt with. Neymar tries to play it behind him. Bit of a guess pass, and in the end, Oliboli survives the fight another day.
Ustun's gegenpressing is unreal right now. I mean, every time he loses the ball, he has so many players committed to the attack, so they're already there, ready to make the second press to get the ball back fast. And if you get the ball back fast in that area, that's the situation where you are, as a competitive FIFA player, or just as a FIFA player, most vulnerable. And yeah, I think that's what separated them over this first match. That Ustun was a bit more sharp in his gegenpressing.
I think you can see that from Ustun as well. Every single time that he does get dispossessed in this sort of area here, and it's a heavy touch like now, you can just see the yellow shirts just surround players and actually making Oliboli have to think outside the box and think very quick. Remember, if Ustun wins just one two-legged game in this grand final, he will be your champion for European qualifier number 1. Ball across the box again, well defended by Renato Sanchez. He has been everything you want in the CDM, a player that is happily to get back and to defend He's one of those players that just seems to fit the perfect role. Ustun, he'll tilt in the box, well defended. Oliboli might just get that back. Look at there, you can see the yellow shirts just swarming around players from Ustun. Look, making it so difficult to make a decision for Oliboli. He's got another option to play long. Neymar. Watch out for R9 on the edge of the box there. It might seem quite far away, but you'll be surprised how quickly that ball will find its way into the path of the forward. Just looks confident, Ustun, at the moment. Everything he's doing has a confidence to it.
They're very smart from Ustun here, taking the last attack of the game, and that's also a new thing for him. He started to do the time management a little bit better. Unfortunately, loses the possession here. Last chance for Oliboli, maybe.
Could be a chance. It's Davies. Alphonso Davies, he was the hero before off the bench for the sweep. Does go down to ground. Referee waves that one away. Get that ball clear, and that will do us for leg number 1 here. Ustun yet to concede across 5 matches of FIFA, 5 individuals. So 3 actually, 3 if I could do my maths right. 3 individual matches of FIFA. Ustun yet to concede, and I mean, Aga, speaking about him in a second, we'll talk about that just before it, but before that, we've got to talk to you guys to say that there are opportunities for you guys at home to pick up some TIFOs to play in your weekend league games. Remember, anyone that does watch for more than just 1 hour of the FIFA Global Series this weekend on Twitch will receive a Fnatic TIFO and 2 FGS Champions TIFOs. So lots of stuff up for grabs. You can decorate your stadiums and of course, use a handful of those TIFOs. I mean, Aga, where's your TIFO?
Right now, I think my TIFO is the bear, actually. I think it's custom made by EA. Haven't dig too much into it. I would love to have a TIFO. I would love to have one of Ustun as well if he goes on and win it the entire thing. But yeah, for now, I'm pretty chilled with the decorations on my stadium.
Well, half-time in the first leg here. It's 1-0 to Ustun, and I said it in commentary, just a really confident performance from Ustun. You said it perfectly, a certain type of pressure you were alluding to, Aga, that we kept on seeing from Ustun. It was really difficult for Oliboli to create anything and to get out of this press that he was facing.
Yeah, I think what separates Ustun and makes him special this year is obviously his attacking gameplay is amazing, but his pressure play is insane, and he has the ability to pressure high and combine it with using the team press, which means that it's very few times you actually get down to his box, and when you at the same time are very occupied by defending against his attacks, then you'll struggle a lot. But I think Oliboli played a very good match. It was margins again that lead to Ustun's 1 goal, and otherwise than that, I think there weren't really that many chances.
Well, there really wasn't too much to talk about, but one thing we cannot forget about Oliboli, it's his second leg performance. You can see down below there the poll, 72% of you at home thought that Oliboli was going to take this grand final. Don't write him off until you've seen how his second leg plays out, because every single time in his second leg, Oliboli, he always seems to turn up, and it's always R9 that seems to turn up as well. And we're into it now. Remember, for Stralis' Ustun wins this on aggregate, it will be game over. It will be qualifier 1 over in Europe. And what a start it will be for the Great Dane. The last time he was in a grand final like this, I mean, it was a cross-console grand final. He was already a PlayStation champion. Was out in Singapore back in FIFA 19, if you remember that one well. This time it's online. It's, I would say, 2 years on from that, in all honesty, in terms of the game title on FIFA 21 now. But just to kick off the Global Series in this manner, Aga, you can't... It's just huge. 1,500 Global Series points on the board. You are top of the pile heading into 2021.
It's important for his self-understanding as well, Ustun. I know that he always wanted to reach this stage and prove it, take the last step and becoming the champion. And now he has the best chance he's ever had. But as we speak about Oliboli in the second match,
here is Oliboli. with R9. Clutch defending from Cole Walker there, Aga. But that's what he's got to do. He's got to get R9 on the ball. We'll say it again, and I'll keep on saying it until it keeps on happening. R9 in the box. He just can't let that happen, Ustun. I said it before the game starts. If he could stop that from happening, stop those passes going through, Ustun will be a winner here and he will be a champion. But that's just one chance in the first 10 minutes. He gets an extra touch there, Aga. That's a goal for Oliboli.
Yeah, definitely tried to take another touch to make Ustun commit. Could perhaps have went for the shot, but Ustun stays calm and defended very well. And I mean, I'm really impressed with the way both of these guys are defending, because it's not easy.
No, it really isn't, especially up against players of R9's quality, of Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe, the list goes on. Your man management has to be perfect, your decision making has to be even better. Neymar round the corner, well played, Rafael Varane. Been the MVP for so many. As the Real Madrid centre back from France. This is your grand final you're looking at right now. He can hold on to this. Astralis 17 game minutes away from their first ever FIFA title. And what a way it will be to kick off the FIFA 21 season. $15,000 in Ustun's back pocket. Taking that #1 spot on the European leaderboard. Lovely ball around the corner. Oliboli's R9 drops the shoulder once but twice. I told you. As soon as that ball goes into the box to R9, the rest is history. And Oliboli straight back into the tight. The perfect start to a second leg for the Swede.
We can never ever count Oliboli out. Suddenly he makes the through ball and we have R9 again, and so clinical from Oliboli. Some players would have perhaps went for the shot the first time, but Oliboli is just watching Ustun's goalkeeper movements and is cold as ice, and now the game can turn around.
He only needs a goal, Aga, and he comes alive. We struggled to see a really good chance in the first leg, but I don't know what it is. Second leg FIFA and Oliboli. We just seem to go hand in hand. Someone else that seems to go hand in hand is him and R9. Pulls him out of that one goal deficit and brings the game all square again. 1-1 here. Remember, Oliboli must win this two-legged game to take it into another two-legged match to continue the series. If Ustun wins, this qualifier's over and there will be a Dane who will be picking up the prize money and the global series points. Neymar off the shoulder. Semedo does very well to recover there. But that's the first goal that Ustun's conceded today, Aga.
Yeah, impressive to keep the streak for that long. I mean, when two world-class players plays against each other, they will always find the angles to score goals. It's impossible when you play on this level not to concede sometimes, and you just got to get on with it and launch your attack and try to get the game over in your hands again, because I feel like Oliboli is starting to take advantage now.
It's R9. It's R9 again. Reverse elastico. Scoop turns. It's all coming out from Oliboli. And you can just see how the game's switched so much, Aga. Now it's Ustun on the back foot. Having to do everything he can to stay in the tight. As soon as that ball gets into R9, it's panic stations at the moment.
They need to be cautious. Ustun gets his A-game back again ASAP, because if Oliboli gets this overall win and manage to get the game into a new best-of-2, Ustun will not doubt himself at all, but he will start thinking, and now if I lose this one match, then I'm out. Then Oliboli is the champion. Then I missed my chance. And it will frustrate him when you have two big chances to become the champion. But still 1-1.
Ustun needs to get back in the driving seat. Could it be Ronaldo to do that for him? Drops the shoulder, couple of step-overs. The ball rolls around. It's still Cristiano Ronaldo. That close control dribbling is absolutely fantastic. Wins a corner for his efforts, does Ronaldo. That'll be played towards the front post. It's out of the way. By Oliboli's Cristiano Ronaldo. Still, the chance is on for Ustun, if he can switch the play across to go from left back to right back. Nelson Semedo. That's what I do like about Ustun's gameplay. Just resets it. When he wants to, he'll reset the play. He'll get everyone back in position, everyone back in shape. Last chance for the half. That ball's got to go forward. It can't go back. Watch that run from R9. Vieira into R9. He was the goal scorer of the first. Well defended from Rafa Varane. That will do us for half-time. In the second leg, and I don't know what it is, Aga, but second leg's an Oliboli. Just always seems to be some sort of connection there where he just comes out as a different player.
Yeah, it's about adapting all the time, and I think perhaps Oliboli is the best player right now in the Europe at adapting. I mean, perhaps even in the world. Ustun is more like he has his game plan and people have to adapt to him. But Oliboli have this ability to always see where are the opportunities for me in this game against this specific type of player.
Vieira. Linking him with his counterpart in those CDM roles. For Ustun, Neymar, lovely bridge touch around the corner. Go back to the goalie, Alisson's panicking slightly. Just about gets rid of that. Well played, Oliboli. Have to be so composed. There's a counter-attack on it. If he can get that ball forward, we must say again, it's the first outing that Oliboli's had as a Team Makers FIFA Pro. What a run he's had. Top 2 finish guaranteed, no matter what happens. Have so many players that got involved. Here's R9, he's the danger man for him. Still somehow has got possession, R9. Lovely ball inside, and now he's pulled that one out. And Neymar, the finish to forget about.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate for Ustun as well that it's a collab between two players and the bounce falls to Oliboli and he does everything he needs to do, but also gets a bit unfortunate with this big chance with Neymar, I believe it was. These are the margins you need to have and you need to take on this level in order to win the title.
Charles is Ustun. Here to really create a chance to talk about. Since that goal he scored with R9 in leg number 1. Oliboli with another pause cued here. 30 in-game minutes left. Ustun just need a goal. Wins this. It's tournament over. It's game over. Will be another accomplishment to add onto his resume. Alongside the Club World Cup victories. Multiple top 4 finishes in majors all over the world. Of course, alongside success in his own country with the E-Superliga over the years. A player that continuously wants to improve. He's coming to FIFA 21 as a completely different player. Oliboli, though, just continue this momentum. He's been able to show a new name popping out from Scandinavia and Sweden. Remember, he has to win this to take it into another 2-legged matchup. Here's R9 now for Oliboli. Try and recover and sort of circle that run back towards the centre of the box. Ronaldo's there. 2 Ronnies on the edge of the box. Lovely ball into R9. Did a bit too heavy. Keeps it just about in possession. Will it go for a corner? It will. Oliboli will have a pause now. Talk me through the pause, Zaga.
Yeah, I think it's Alphonso Davies time for Oliboli. Bringing in his super sub. And yeah, such an intense game right now. You can see it. The ball is getting thrown away. A bit too easy for Ustun, getting a bit desperate perhaps. And on the other hand, Oliboli is just very patient. And yeah, both players are... We're in the moment of the match now where it's really, really important, where you get tested the most mentally in order to keep calm.
Just offside there. A little bit too keen. Was Cristiano Ronaldo off the mark? 20 minutes left for Ustun to find a goal. We will be going into extra time here. Ronaldo driving with pace down this right-hand side. Looks to try and just hold the runner that he was looking for, Ustun. Let's go for a corner. Tell you what, Oliboli could be off it. Chance to counter-attack. Can he find R9? R9's got space. R9's got plenty of time. This could be a chance. Oliboli. Oliboli! With R9. And it's another counter-attack. Another perfect example this year of how you can score big goals and how you can catch your opponent out from such a simple corner. But you've committed so many players forward for Ustun. He's on the verge of Agger of throwing this away and going into another two-legged matchup.
You still have time, Ustun, but that was unfortunately a very dangerous place to throw the ball away, and Oliboli takes advantage of that. And yeah, takes the lead.
Oliboli with R9 again. Who else would it be? Can he hold on to this now? 12 minutes left, and then we will be going into a bracket reset. R9, he wants a hat-trick. Lovely ball into Cristiano! Now we are going into another two-legged tie between these two. This is a grand final that's going right down to the wire.
It surely looks like we are going into another best of two here. Instant reply again from Oliboli, just taking Ustun's kick off. And Ustun had forced a lot of players to go forward and, yeah, throw basically every player forward and a lot of space for Oliboli to just simple convert this counter. And I think we're going to another match with the defending that Oliboli has shown. But the interesting part is now, who has the upper hand, Brandon?
It's a tough one, isn't it, mentally? I mean, for Ustun, this is the first defeat that he would have tasted throughout this whole process, this whole qualifier process. Coming into today's tournament to remain unbeaten and be in the winners bracket, you had to go 9 rounds of not losing a game. And you can just see the disappointment in Ustun's face, and you can fully understand why. He doesn't want to go to a second leg. Or into a bracket reset, I should say. But it's just the second leg. He just hasn't looked like the same confident player that we saw in the first one, Agger.
Oliboli finds a solution. I'm almost tempted to say he always finds a solution, but it's still early to say because we have another match that has to be played. But wow, really once again. Ooh, this was a bit dangerous. But yeah, he just keeps adapting, keeps breaking it down. That's why we love best of twos.
Well, I mean, that could be a goal back for Ustun. It was a chance to forget about there for R9. Ball towards that front post. It's going to be another header, headed out wide. It's going to be another corner. He's 4 minutes away from a bracket reset, Oliboli. And I'll tell you what, he's worked hard for it. He has had a very difficult road in this tournament from all the way in the loser bracket. It's just something about his second leg performances. It's like a second win from the Swede. R9 to conclude the tie. It's a great save from Czech. But we pretty much know it's game over. 2-goal cushion, Agger. This game will be reset in the bracket.
Yeah, and Oliboli just gonna keep the ball now, making sure Ustun is not allowed to have 2 attacks. Maybe not even 1. It's just time management, and you have to do it, especially in this stage of the tournament. And we will have another best of 2 between these 2 top players.
I mean, credit where it's due to Oliboli. What do we say? Get the ball into R9. That's where he's most dangerous. First leg, Ustun didn't allow him to do that. The second leg, unfortunately for Ustun, Oliboli did it every single time. And with that result, we are going into a bracket reset. We did it yesterday, and we're going to do it again tonight. Oliboli, 3-1 victory. That is the first defeat that Ustun has tasted. We saw what happened yesterday over on the Xbox with BMG Lefty continuing in that momentum through the loser bracket after, of course, falling originally from the top half of it. Went to a bracket reset and got the job done in the end against K. Correa. How do you pick yourself up mentally from this one, Agger? Because you've got 2 contrasts in terms of Ustun. That's the first defeat he's tasted. For Oliboli, he's flying at the moment.
Yeah, it's a hard one for Ustun. He was also leading this match, and I think, as we can see on the camera, he is speaking with Hassan Player, who's there coaching him for this cup. I about what he has to get back to what he's so good at, and he has to be 100% concentrated and focused all the time. I think Oliboli's game plan worked very well, considering he only conceded 1 goal against Ustun, who is probably the best attacking player right now in FIFA 21. So that itself is amazing, and that would be Oliboli's game plan going into the next match. If he can keep this tight, if he can keep Ustun away from his chances, he knows he'll get that few. And for Ustun, it's about creating those chances, making Oliboli doubt, ask questions to Oliboli's defense all the time, as he has done the entire tournament against others Ustun.
Yeah, well, as I said, that second leg will be coming up very shortly. However, before we go to it, we're going to throw it back over to Jimmy, Mike and Spencer to break down the first leg. Gentlemen, what a first leg we had.
Brandon, Aga, what did we just see? That's what I want to see from a grand final, everybody. I've been hanging out in the chat. It's been good to see everybody in there as well. Spencer, Mike, what? I mean, I kind of like at this level, right? I think you find out who your opponent is very quickly if they punish you for half chances or half mistakes that you might make, right? And I think Ustun made a couple half mistakes and Ollie punished him for that. And that's how you know you're playing against a very good opponent. Spencer, did you see it the same way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know we've got great opponents here. You don't get this far into the tournament without having something about you. And I think Oliboli, you know, he has shown that he's really spent the time between his defeat in the qualifier to this weekend practicing and honing his skills, and he's getting better and better as the weeks go by. And Ustun's now, he's lost his advantage, you know, backs against the wall. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, the same. But before we get forward, let's look back with the highlights with Mike LaBelle. Take it away, Mike.
Perfect. Well, this was one of those matchups where we were seeing the players feel it out, and it wasn't a high octane back and forth in terms of a lot of goals. Ustun was in a lot of positions though to score, and he wasn't able to capitalize on some of those, and he kept it close. And as the game stayed close, I felt like that really worked in an advantage going into the second leg for Oliboli, who's been the man of second legs all tournament long, or all day long. He's been able to dive deep, make adjustments, score goals. He caught Ustun on a couple counterattacks, and we saw more classic Ustun with some of the rush defense towards the end of the second leg, where Oliboli had a lot more space to work with. And as I was saying, he was converting those chances, and now has forced the ultimate reset. So now it's anyone's game. They come into this completely even, and you're not going to miss from there in the 77th, just tapping it home. Good decision making, time and time again from Oliboli. Like I was saying earlier, if he does it, if he's able to complete this task, all you can do is hand clap for him. He did it the most difficult way, and even the types of matches that he's had. On a side note, I apologize if you saw the head sweat switch. For whatever reason, I had the wrong headset on when it came back to the screen.
All right, thanks for that breakdown, Mike. Let's throw it back to the casters, Brandon and Aga, for the second match of the grand final. It's going to be popping off. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, you just saw the highlights from that first match there. If you didn't know the context of it, Oliboli had to win the first two-legged match coming through the loser bracket and then take it to another two-legged game, of course, alongside August Rosemeyer for this grand final. Man, it's been to plenty of grand finals. I mean, how do you sort of pick yourself up if you're Ustun in this position, Aga? Because you can just see how deflated that sort of camp in Astralis looks at the moment with Hassan player and Ustun there after such a strong start. It's the first goal he conceded, and such a good first leg, in all honesty. The second leg just went downhill.
Yeah, he has to forget what happened in the second leg of the previous match they just played. He has to go back to the abilities he knows he have and we know he have in order to break down Oliboli's defense. But Oliboli was so good at never letting Ustun get in the right angles to make a skill move, or giving him the perfect chance to score a goal. So very, very well played, and let's kick it off.
Yeah, let's kick it off indeed. Here we go then. In two legs of FIFA, we will find a grand final winner. We will find our first PlayStation champion here in Europe. Qualifier number 1 will be concluded. 1,500 Global Series points will be distributed. Here's Oliboli with R9. I tell you what, nearly 3 minutes in, Aga. We could have been seeing our first goal there.
And we saw the bridge dribbling here from Oliboli. He's been using it a lot and very efficiently. Should perhaps have been a goal. It was a great chance for him, and also mentally in order to try make Ustun uncomfortable. But again, it's a game of margins when the two best players in the Euro, perhaps in the world, plays against each other.
I mean, speaking of Scandinavia talent, Aggie, obviously you're someone that's been able to see it firsthand. There's normally a lot more players coming out of Denmark, as you've been able to see, but Sweden really impressive in sort of the last 2 game titles. Of course, you've got the legends in there, Boras legend, Lucasinho, however the new names coming through. Oliboli now, FUT Champions Cup winner in his own right. Alongside the likes of Oliboli, the list goes on. So much talent. Look at R9 dancing in the box there, but Scandinavia just really producing some top FIFA names.
Definitely, and Oliboli's pressure right now is so good. Ustun is struggling and he needs to get out of the pressure and get it up to his strikers, because that is perhaps what's been working the best for him, so he can get like the chance where he can threaten with the through ball and then build it up from there, because right now Oliboli is sitting on this game and has the momentum.
He's coming in with the momentum mentally in terms of how he feels from being 1-0 down in that first leg. He turned it around. R9 put on a show again like he does. Ustun needs to get back ticking, find that rhythm that he showed us earlier today. Get that playing the way that he knows he can. Throughout the qualifier, was the only unbeaten player coming into this grand final. The press he was showing as well in the first game was really impressive. Got to get back to that rhythm. Have that belief back reinstalled in him. Lovely ball around the corner. There's that bridge touch again that everybody's talking about.
Look how good they are at playing out of the pressure. And here he goes with a long ball. But they aren't afraid of the team press, either of the players. They're still going to build up. They are so confident in their own abilities that they are going to take it short with the goalkeeper most of the times.
Lovely ball. As far as Joe Gomez, it's hoof long. Still their possession for Ustun. It's positive for him. She runs into the brick wall of Ruud Huller that Renato Sanchez could not just squeeze the ball past the Frenchman. Especially there, Oliboli. Good player switching out to Furlong Mendy's just a second off the mark, but that's not going to matter. Just offside, slightly too keen there. Was Ronaldo out on that far hand side? Remember that at half-time in our first leg between these two, there wasn't a single shot registered. So if that is the case, in terms of not many chances to talk about, it's not a surprise, Aga.
Oh, when two great defenses and top players plays against each other, there won't be a lot of chances, because both of them are so good at defending and pressing and make the right decisions.
Ustun. Lovely ball. There's R9 again. Really well defended, Oliboli. That's something that he stepped up. It's a player that seems to improve game after game after game. Bruno Fernandes into Vieira. Chance now. Here's R9. It's trusty R9 again for Ollie. Oliboli. So close. Another great save. That time Percek had to tip that one round the corner. Comes into the box. Is a strong header. Unfortunately too strong for himself. Out it goes for a goal kick. A third of our first leg gone here. Still 0-0. But Oliboli looking the stronger of the two in my opinion. Good through ball. Into Neymar. Keeper's just been teased off his line. Has to just poke that ball across into the path of Arne out, and it goes for a corner. Ustun looking to register that first shot on goal. He will be the player to do so. Vieira has been superb there. Once again, just sneaks the ball off the feet of Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, showing why everyone is going with 88 Vieira almost, or the 86 one in terms of the icons. He's a brick wall. You're not gonna go past him.
I mean, how much confidence does it give you as well, Aga, when your CDMs are winning every single tackle? Chance, Oliboli, lovely ball roll, heel to heel. What a save from Percek. Whether there's a little bit of goalkeeper movement there to report, I wasn't too sure.
That was a huge chance. And if Oliboli loses this match, he will dream of that miss, I think, if it's a close game in the end, because you have to score these. And we've seen Oliboli take those chances easily before, but very, very good manual goalkeeper movement by Ustun again.
Fantastic goalkeeper movement, but more importantly, there's just the combination there, the hill-to-hill of Cristiano Ronaldo. It's all about making that extra pocket of space, making that angle in front of goal that, even if you are using goalkeeper movement, you can't really understand where the ball's going to finish. It's on, and again, it's another great save from Petr Cech, who literally came flying across his goal. Towards the front post, get rid of it, Rafael Varane, and get us into half-time, but Petr Cech, for me, he has been the hero for Ustun in this first half.
Yeah, he's knocking on the door, Oliboli, and I feel like the more the match gets tighter and tighter and it stays like it is, it will be to Oliboli's advantages. Maybe because Ustun have been in these situations where he's been a bit unlucky in the past. I think he needs to have erased those old memories and start build his game again. And as we can see on the player cam, he's also getting a lot of instructions from Hassan, trying to motivate Ustun, getting into the right mindset, not cracking under this pressure, because right now Oliboli is smiling. He's enjoying himself despite it's being 0-0 right now, because he's so confident. Ustun need to get back on track.
You haven't seen a smile crack from Ustun since he won that first leg, in all honesty. He's got to get himself back into the tie here. Oliboli's just been superb, and when you're full of confidence, actually everything seems to go right for you. I think that's really impressed me about Oliboli. Just his CDM partnership have been unbelievable. Vieira winning every single tackle. When you've got a player that's doing that and preventing the ball going into Neymar, the ball going into R9, it's always going to fulfill you with confidence. Neymar.
Yes.
Another option but to go back there. That's what I mean. It's another poor pass from Ustun. Oliboli needs to capitalise on this. R9 wants to go into Neymar. It's a fortunate bounce. It's still with Neymar. He's literally twisting and turning in the box. Ustun having to guess which way he's going to go.
And it's in the last second right now for Ustun in terms of the defending. Being a little bit too rushy sometimes, seems, with his centre backs, which allows Oliboli to get those through balls where he can run into a 1v1 situation. And then we've seen Oliboli been so clinical. Have to try to shut down for Oliboli, and perhaps earlier in the build-up phase for Oliboli.
Lovely ball. Again, it's an ambitious one from Ustun. See the amount of yellow shirts forward, but not that many players forward. There are going to be gaps that will naturally appear behind. Here comes one now. I think that's really impressed me, Aga, is when Oliboli's got in the final third, even when he's had players round him, the ability that he's had to just keep that ball retention up has been superb. Whether that's the combinations of the skill moves such as that, we've just seen there the step over that gets you away. What a ball into R9! Oliboli! Take a bow!
There's 1-0, and we just spoke about it. Can't leave that much space and gaps with his defense, with the centre backs need to be on point for these through balls. Otherwise, Oliboli will find them, and he eventually did. And 1-0 for Oliboli. But as we know, Ustun, he always fancies a comeback.
I mean, we have to say, that has been coming, that goal, Oliboli. Since the word go. In this second match in the series, he has been knocking on the door of Ustun. Ustun's got to reply. Will he reply now? I'll tell you what, Neymar, heel to heel, it's absolutely fantastic from Ustun. And that's the first chance we've actually seen from him all game long, where he's actually been able to back himself in the box, provide a little bit of quality, provide some talent. The heel to heel from Neymar was superb. He got round the goalkeeper. And it was a gaping goal. Ustun equalises. We're all square here at 1-1.
I think the timing here for Ustun is super important, that he get an instant reply and getting back into the game against Oliboli here. Because Oliboli was sitting on the match, and this could be like a hit in the stomach for Oliboli, because he's been playing so well and has honestly perhaps been slightly better in this match in the first 67 minutes. But again, efficiency is key, margins is key, and perhaps we can see a turnaround now.
To be completely honest there, I mean, Neymar was pretty fortunate to find himself in that pocket of space. In behind Joe Gomez, I think it was at the time. But that's what we need. It's a wake-up call for Ustun. As I was hyping up Oliboli, because Oliboli was at the better of the two. Just the first ball was kicked in this game. Now Ustun, now is he cooking? On Summit, as that chance from Neymar sparked something inside of him. He's got to think to himself, there's a reason why I went unbeaten in this qualifier for 9 rounds. Came in today, won that 3-0. Great ball. Great idea from Oliboli, just slightly too heavy. Pay a check off his line.
And even though we are only in the first leg of this matchup, it feels like we're in the end because of the intensity we're seeing. It's so intensive. Both players are knocking on the door almost in every attack they have, but at the same time they also respond with excellent defending. Really a match on the highest level I have seen in FIFA 21.
I mean, it really is a game of chess. In terms of, it's all about who's making that first mistake. Who's the first player to move? Dance in the box is Cristiano Ronaldo. Can't get past for around that time. Went for a couple of step overs. Look at how many yellow shirts around the players there. Every time the Oliboli just seems to get out of those scenarios, Aga. Those sort of scenarios where you think you can't get out of, where you're just suffocated.
Yeah, he adapted for one more time. We saw Oliboli adapt, because in the first match they played, Ustun was pretty much all over him with the gegenpress and was knocking on the door. Oliboli struggled. Let's see this one here, Brandon.
He's going to be onside. Could be a cross. Watch the back post. It's Cristiano Ronaldo goes for the cutback. Neymar just can't get the shot clean because there was a deflection that went through the legs of Rafael Varane, I believe. Gave Joe Gomez the perfect opportunity to get that ball clear. 6 minutes left in the tie. Renato Sanchez into Neymar. Wrong pass, unfortunately.
Yes, as much as Ustun was having success with his gegenpressing in the first match, Oliboli is starting to play out of the pressure, and then there is space for him to play in.
Well, this could be the last chance of the game. Vieira in possession, will offload it to his counterpart in Bruno Fernandes. Get that ball into R9. We know he's the danger man. Added time to follow in just a second. Last chance in leg number 1. 1-1, we're all square at the moment. In your PS4 European Qualifier 1 Grand Final. Here is that chance. Cristiano Ronaldo just trying to barge his way past Varane. And that will do us, Aga. Leg 1, still nothing to separate these two. We're going into that second leg with it all to play for.
Yeah, very intense match once again. Looking forward to see if Oliboli is showing up once again in the second leg of the match, a decisive leg of the match. But right now it's really close. I feel like when Ustun got that goal to 1-1, he started to get the confidence in again. They believe in, I can score goals against this guy. Really hard to separate these two players right now, Brandon.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We'll have that second leg coming up for you in just a couple of minutes' time. Speaking of belief and believing in yourself, you're someone at home right now that thinks you could take on a lot of these pros. Get yourselves involved in the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. It's weekly competitions that run for all skill levels. You can play against your friends or rivals for unique rewards. You can compete online for a range of prizes, from unique game dynamic themes, avatars in-game, to in-game currencies or cash prizes. And of course, those that make it to who are cut above the rest can make themselves onto a monthly broadcast. If you want to find out a bit more information about the PS4 Tournaments Open Series and you are a keen FIFA player, compete.playstation.com and sign in with your PSN ID. And who knows, maybe you could be involved in qualifier number 2, 3, 4 or 5 if you are so good in those tournaments. You've got to start from somewhere. Back to this one though, Agger. For me, just a quick word on Ustun. For about 2/3 of that game, we didn't see Ustun really involved at all there. I mean, you come off the back of losing that first series. Naturally, you're feeling like your back's against the wall. You need to bring out a huge performance. But that goal just sparked something within him that I think could maybe play a really big part in this second leg.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I mean, in the first half especially of the game, Oliboli was having very, very big chances, and with some good goalkeeper switch by Ustun, he prevented it from happening. But when Oliboli got that one goal, I feel like was a wake-up call for Ustun, and said to him he has to start now getting back with his offensive gameplay, and he eventually replied, and I think that's gonna play a big part if Ustun gotta win this match. Then I think that goal would be decisive for him.
Well, here we go. It's all came down to this. One more leg of FIFA to crown the first of 5 here in Europe, PlayStation champions. Who will be sitting top of those Global Series rankings in Europe? Will it be Astralis' Ustun? A man that's won many titles before in his time across multiple years of FIFA. Or is Oliboli going to continue this momentum that he showed in FIFA 20, and it's so far so good, carried over into FIFA 21 for him. The brand new team backing every single move and competition that he's involved in, team makers. Only time will tell. It's going to be Oliboli kicking from right to left in this one and trying to get us underway with the first chance of the game. You don't need me to tell you who his danger man is up top. All I can say is wearing that number 9.
I think he also gave him the... I think he's also the captain of the team of Oliboli. If I remember one of the celebrations, I saw that armrest around. But yeah, I understand that with the performance he's been doing for Oliboli.
He deserves it, to be honest. He's probably top goal scorer and he's cost the most coins to be part of that team. For Oliboli, here he comes, R9. Speaking of, the Brazilian forward looks for the cut back inside. Well played Varane. It could be still a chance though for Oliboli. It's a guessing game at the back there. Half a drag back from Rashford. Still just about keeps in possession. Oliboli looking to break the deadlock. Lovely scoop turn. It's R9. I mean, who else would it be in the final third? It's liquid football from the Swede. And he's going to get this second leg underway with a 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, and he doesn't get the ball out of his defense when he first gets the ball, Ustun, and the ball stays in the box and he struggles a bit to get it played out, and then Oliboli just keep pushing on, and the pressure was a bit too much for Ustun there, and now he has to reply pretty soon because Oliboli doesn't seem to be a guy who will stop. Let's see this one.
Could be a chance. It could be all game over, to be honest. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's going to be a goal for Oliboli. Round the goalkeeper, off the line by Kyle Walker to keep Ustun in the tie. That could have been game over. That could have been curtains.
Oh my God. What a block from Ustun. Oliboli does everything he has to do in order to score the goal. Makes the ball roll side to keeper, waiting calmly, but the manually player switching from Ustun was on point, and another lifeline for him.
I mean, in those sort of scenarios, you've got to be very fortunate and very good with your timing if you can clear that off the line in those scenarios. I mean, I'm sure that the Twitch chat's been there. We've all been there in games of FIFA where you thought you've had a player on the line to clear it. 9 times out of 10, they're nowhere to be seen. Here he comes again. Just a little bit too heavy there. But what have we got to see from Ustun in this game? Forget, obviously, we need a goal. Just got to see something different here, Agger, because it's been a slow start again in this leg.
I think it's very important for him that he gets the next goal. That Oliboli doesn't get a 2-0 lead, because we saw it before how good he is when he has a lead, Oliboli, with more than one goal.
Ronaldo scoop turns well. Here is that chance. Renato Sanchez, not the play you want on the ball in that sort of area that you want. R9 there. Cristiano Ronaldo drops the shoulder. It's liquid. Back to Neymar. Oh, I just can't get that. Oh, penalty. What? And Oliboli's been absolutely penalised there. I don't know what's happened. We'll have to see on the replay. It didn't look like much. I think it was Neymar that apparently went down. This is a lifeline for Ustun. It's R9. And he will put it into the back of the net.
The fortune and the margins you need to win finals. I'm not saying that he have done it now because it's a draw now, but these are the margins you need. And Ustun takes them, and we are back on square.
I mean, there's fortune sometimes that pops up in games of FIFA and football matches, Aga. That's one of those scenarios. I mean, it's one of those. It looks soft. But now penalties can be given this year in the box. You just can't do anything in those sort of scenarios. Here's another chance. And the table's about to turn. It's Ustun again. Another great save from Alisson there. Out he goes for a corner. Towards the front post. And well played again, Alisson there. But that's the fortune on Ustun's side there. And if anything, that is a spot of luck that man needed, because he was trailing behind in the game from clearing it off the line, Aga, to then scoring a penalty.
Now we see again how fast they can go in FIFA. Momentum can switch. The confidence you can gain from just scoring one goal and get back into the match, and what it also can affect you if you're conceding a goal like that.
You can feel like it's picked him up straight away. Chance. Oh, not through the legs. He's done it. I don't know how he's got away with that, but Ustun into Neymar. Squeezed it through the legs of the goalkeeper. Alisson Becker couldn't do anything other than stand still. And Astralis is Ustun. He's back in the tie, more importantly, back in front.
It makes the chip with Neymar. Such a clinical finish from Ustun. And we can speak about margins, but Ustun takes them. He converts his chances. And Oliboli had chances to score more goals than he has. What a game. Let's take a look at this now.
And how the tables have turned, Aga. Because at the moment it's one-way traffic from Ustun. Looking for another one. Well, defended by Varane. Oliboli. It's tough to do, I'm sure, after getting that chance cleared off the line, getting that penalty against him. He's got to pick himself up and dust himself down. Because in the nicest way, this is the Ustun you do not want to be facing against. But a really tidy finish from Neymar there. And that will do us for half-time. Referee, we're playing one more chance. Defended by Varane and cleared out of play there. I mean, Aga, I'll get your thoughts on that half-time. I mean, what a turn of events is all I can say.
And that's how fast FIFA can go on the highest level. I mean, you can also see on the player cams that Oliboli, maybe for the first time, he really feels a bit unfortunate. Feels like it's going to be very, very hard. He's been playing a lot of games today, and now it's really, really hard to reset again and to chase. He's been chasing from the loser bracket all up to the grand final. And yeah, to concede a PK like that and then the momentum switch must be so hard mentally. He needs to pick himself up once again. And Ustun just seems to be a train that is going to roll now.
I mean, when he's rolling, it's hard to stop Ustun, in all honesty. There's a reason why he steamrolled through these qualifiers and won 9 rounds back-to-back to get into the winner's bracket today. In the nicest way, steamrolled through his first game in the winner's bracket. But every leg, we've had a different performance from these two. How the tables have turned one more time. Yes, it's a fortunate way back into the tie with that penalty shout, but when the opportunity arises, you have to take it, and Ustun was able to do that. But that goal from Neymar was a class above the rest. Really, really good finish from the Brazilian forward.
Yeah, and we saw that Oliboli was caught out of position with the centre back a little bit, and Ustun was really trying to find the gap and just see both players realize instantly this will be an opportunity. And fortunately for Ustun and unfortunately for Oliboli, Ustun took it.
Here comes Ustun again, the bridge touch there. It's Arnon in possession. He's just sucked Varane completely out of position. This is where he's got to make the chance happen. Well played, Oliboli. Stands his ground well. You're looking at the last 45 minutes here. What a ball that could be. Referee. He's asking for a card. The referee's given nothing. He might have had a yellow at most. I can't see a red above Ustun's name, so he certainly got away with that one.
What a game right now.
Bolly with a pause. This really is nip and tuck, Aggie. It's a final that we wanted to see. Rashford. And for the bridge touch round the corner, well played. Well defended by Oliboli. This is where he can counter-attack. Look how high that line of yellow shirts is from Ustun. He's got to be careful, because Oliboli's done it before. He'll find gaps in behind with those long through balls, those long drilled through balls. You don't know, $15,000 on the line for this one. Alongside the top spot on the European Global Series rankings. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo driving forward. Oliboli! And once again, this game is straight back in the balance. It's so hard to call. It feels like we need to go to extra time, in all honesty, Aga, to try and conclude it.
What a game we have, Brandon. I mean, I'm almost like, yeah, I don't know what to say, really. It just keeps asking questions to each other. I still got more in the tank. Do you? And here we see Oliboli using the step over perfectly in order to gain that speed boost that just buys him a second more to get the perfect angle to score a goal. And once again, I'm repeating myself, we're back on track with an equal game.
I mean, I'm sure the Oliboli fans would say that's well justified, that, after the chances he had, the one that was cleared off the line. Can he build upon it? It's Alphonso Davies, the super sub. Can he be a super sub? He's going to get the ball back once, twice, 3 times. Eventually, the Charles Ustun is able to defend. For a split second, I thought he was in trouble. But Oliboli could have had a chance on a goal. Ustun straight down the other end when Rashford does very well. Kyle Walker just to keep him at bay. Lovely through ball. Chance for Oliboli. It's R9. Surely he's got to score, and he will score it. He was able to keep his cool. And who else would it be than that special man there? He has been his hero throughout this whole process. He scored big goals in big games, and I'll tell you what, that might be the biggest one he scored all weekend.
Yeah, and Ustun doesn't get the right player switch here. Oliboli sees that R9 takes a perfect run for him, and with I would always call it a Ustun special with these through balls. Oliboli makes one, but hang on, we're not done here.
I mean, we certainly are, but there's some things you can't write there. In FIFA 20, Oliboli, nicknamed him R69. Oh my days! We'll go again, shall we?
Oh my God! Wow! It is one of the best matches I ever seen. And hang on, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Ustun on the ball again now.
There's more. Surely not. Sanchez into the path of Ronaldo. You can't call this. It's end-to-end FIFA. It's unpredictable FIFA. 5 goals to 4. He switched it around again. Ustun with Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, what more can we say? What more can we talk about? What game of FIFA we're looking at right now?
I ran out of words, Brandon. This is insane, and I just can't state it enough. It can go so fast in professional FIFA. and this game is just a prime example. The game has been up for both. Both players kept taking the lead, and now suddenly, out of nowhere, Ustun is leading the match, and soon the game is over. So Oliboli need to come up with something, but instead, Ustun. Let's follow this.
I mean, Ustun's looking for more. He's looking for a 2-goal cushion. If there is a 2-goal cushion in this game, it will be grand final over, in my opinion. You're looking at the top 2 PlayStation players from the month of December in Europe. It's another great ball through. Surely not. Oliboli, Cristiano Ronaldo. What to say from Pear.
And already there we had the chance for instant replay from Oliboli, but it's alive. Yes, the ball is...
Just look at Ustun. Look behind Ustun. Hassan player, he can't even watch anymore. Round the corner. Surely not! It's R9 again! It's 5-5! It's a game that's brought us everything we could have ever imagined, and even more on top of that.
This is... I don't know what to say, Brandon. I'm overwhelmed by this match. This is impossible to predict. This could really come down to who gets the last goal, because I'm not sure we have seen the last goal in, despite only being 10 minutes left here. Wow, I'm overwhelmed right now. This is a crazy match, and so many feelings for both players. Must be so draining mentally to have a lead, then be behind, come back, take the lead, then get behind. Wow, so many feelings.
I mean, you've been in these moments, Aga, when you sort of, your back's against the wall, you're on top of the world, your back's against the wall, you're on top of the world. It's just mentally such a contrast that just keeps on changing, keeps on moving. How do you stay focused?
Well, to be honest, Brandon, I never tried anything like this before, so I'm not sure I have the correct answer for that, because this game lives its entirely own life right now and go both ways. Now I think we're going to try... Ustun's going to try to take the last attack here, and yeah, slowing down the game a little bit, which, well, we haven't seen from him before. A bit of more major Ustun wants to take the last attack, making sure that at least he has extra time if he doesn't score on this chance.
There's always talk in competitive FIFA about what region offers this, what region offers that. We know that Europe is so competitive. You know, look at the numbers of foot verified players that signed up to this qualifier, over 2,000 of them, and this is the level you're looking at in a grand final. We've played 2 legs of it, we've played 2 series of 2-legged matches with these two, and still we cannot separate them. We are going into extra time, 30 more minutes of in-game FIFA, August Rosemeyer. Which way is this game going?
Honestly, I know I'm here as a caster and as an expert, but I must admit I have no clue which way this game is going, because both players are showing world class in different moments of the game. So for me it comes down to the margins, whoever takes the last chance of the game, because I don't think any one of these two players will run away from each other in this extra time. And if it's still a draw, we'll have to see a penalty shootout for the title. That would be unreal.
I mean, that'll be an unbelievable way to kick off Qualifier 1 for the year of competitive FIFA. There'll be people saying that, you know, it's not the same this year, it's online, it's not a LAN event. Well, I tell you what, it's still delivering top quality FIFA like this. 5-5, and we're still not done yet. Alphonso Davies for Oliboli. Lovely hill-to-hill. Still Alphonso Davies. Back to R9. Deflected off Rafael Varane. And the chance still up in the air for Oliboli. Strap yourselves in. Grab yourselves a drink, because we're not done yet. We're in extra time. Who will come crown of this European region on the PlayStation? Who will take home those $15,000?
This is FIFA eSports at its highest level. What a performance by both of these players, regardless of what happens.
Tell you what. R9 there with a half-hearted chance. Can he find a way through? Here's Oliboli. Still with a chance. Ronaldo, lovely accelerated fake shot. Can he find on? Oh, and he can! And more importantly, Oliboli can find the top corner.
Wow, and that lofted pass from Oliboli was magic. What a play, what a passing display from Oliboli. I mean, that is so determined. That's such a determined decision from Oliboli. And wow, I don't think we've seen the last goal yet, but the goals we were witnessing, the majority of them are on a different level.
Well, it's back into the hands of the Swede now, Oliboli. The question is, can he hold on to this now, August Rosemeyer? That is the big question. We've got 2 minutes plus additional time to come here. How much more is this game going to give us? Neymar. Can I just punch that ball into the path of just someone up there for Ustun? That should just about do us. Referee, he played the 1 minute. There you go. Half time and extra time. Potentially that could be the match winner for Oliboli.
Wow, and I'm very curious to see now if any of these players changes formation in some sort, if Oliboli will go to a more defensive formation. I don't think he will, because perhaps he's a bit afraid to give Ustun too much control, letting the last 15 minutes of the game be on his premises. And on the other hand, will Ustun change formation, because he's already creating a lot of chances. So maybe don't take too many risks in the pressing play, and let's just follow this. This could be dangerous, Brandon.
This could be game over, in all honesty. Oliboli. With Cristiano Ronaldo, this game has given us everything. Oh, no. Dancing in the box, and more importantly, dancing into a grand final with a massive win. Oliboli might have just done the business. That might be job done. You can tell in the reaction. Who else would it be than R9? Is it emotion? Is it an outpour? Does he know that goal could seal the deal? It's a 2-goal cushion that has not happened before yet in this grand final, August Rosemeyer. And who else would it be than R9 again? For Ustun now, it's got to be everybody forward. It's got to be a 3 at the back formation and everybody forward.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna go and risk everything now. He needs to get 2 goals back, and if any person can do this, it's Ustun. We see a big relief from Oliboli scoring that 2nd goal, because just gives you some confidence. And this attack now from Ustun is super important in order to get back into the game, because if Oliboli gets the ball now, he will try to take the time out of this match, and he does.
I mean, he's in the driving seat now, Oliboli. It's been a fairy tale story for the Swede. FIFA 20, he was knocking on the door for so long, looking for an opportunity to make a name for himself, not just in Sweden but in Europe. Chance now to conclude the game. Alphonso Davies off the bar. He has been the super sub, and half the time he's actually been able to get on the score sheet. 7 goals to 5. Oliboli still does lead. There is 7 minutes left in this tie. I've seen crazy comebacks happen before, and don't get me wrong, I wouldn't put it past Ustun to make something like this happen.
He gets the free kick here. That could be vital for him, but he needs a goal now. He needs it in this sequence. Otherwise, yeah, he loses the ball here. Unfortunately for Ustun, I think that was it.
It's a great ball through. Can he find the cut back inside? Still, look at that close control dribbling there from Oliboli. He's just drained about 5 minutes out of the tie. And I think we could be looking at a new champion. It'll be his first ever European victory for Oliboli. He was a champion in the Allsvenskan last year on FIFA 20. He was knocking on the door. And multiple tournaments. You hate to think if there was going to be a playoff in an E-World Cup final last year, he would have been a name in that final. And he is seconds away from concluding it and ensuring that he is there. Oliboli of Team Makers has got the job done. He will be your European Qualifier 1 champion. The Swede announces himself onto the stage, and he will be top of the pile on those PlayStation 4 Global Series rankings, Agra, and it's well deserved.
Yeah, you gotta hand it over to Oliboli. I mean, what a performance throughout the entire day from him. I mean, he was almost never the favorite to go into the matches. Spencer, Mike, and Jimmy always said, nah, he's probably not gonna win this one. We're going for the other guy. And he just kept proving us wrong. I mean, like, the mentality he showed throughout the day have been insane. He deserves it. Also want to congratulate Ustun. I know it's not a lot for him right now, but I think he'll be very proud. I definitely think we're going to see more to these two players, the Europe's finest players.
I mean, you said it there, the word finest on that, Aggo. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. We're looking at the best of the best. You know, the cream of the crop in the nicest way. The top two out of thousands of people. We have to keep saying it time and time again. They both secured themselves some serious prize money. But Oliboli, that would mean a lot to him, because for so long he was knocking on the door in FIFA 20, trying to say, you know, I am a very good FIFA player. I can achieve this. I can do that. And he's just continued this momentum. He's moved it on into the FIFA 21 season, Aggie, in the best way possible. And Ustun, we have to say, plaudits to both of them. What a game of FIFA they have just made for us all at home. First qualifier of the year, Aggie. It's got me excited for the other four that are to come in 2021.